Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to Farm Sim 22. We are here, of course, on the Maypole Farm. Still dealing with our ginormous grass field. But we are getting our silage dealt with. Oh, that stopped spinning. It's ready to drop. There we go. And scoop. Hope everybody's doing well today, 3rd of June. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. A little bit clouded over, cooled off a few degrees, but nonetheless not bad. And we could use a bit of rain. Boy, noisy traffic out there this morning. Sounds like a crew of bikes going through. Something that, Okay, this is just being fussy for no reason. There we go. I think that's just one guy with a badly tuned pipe. I can hear him. He's halfway to town now, and I can still hear him. Ah, well. So, big shout out to City Farmer. Glad to hear that you made it back from your wild adventures in exotic lands. Safe and sound with you and yours. Good stuff, buddy. So did you get to ride in a tuk-tuk? One of my all-time favorite vehicles. There's a link to City Farmer's channel in the description down below. I suggest that you guys go check out his content if you like farm sim stuff, and I assume you do, or you wouldn't be here. There's also a link to Old Man 102, the fellow that does all the reaching maps, and a very fun to watch YouTuber in his own right. That's not the row we're actually on. So, yeah, head on over there, and while you're at either of the channels, maybe consider, dropping a subscription, as they are both still trending upward in the chain that YouTube puts in front of you to get yourself properly accredited with them, which means 1,000 subscribers minimum, so... But that's a rule that's been in place for quite a while. You used to be able to get around it by joining these large groups that would, for the same thing YouTube does, a portion of what you make would basically bundle you under their tags so that, they could show, well, no, we've got 140,000 subscribers, so easily anybody under this tag qualifies. And YouTube used to allow that. But they don't any longer. That changed a couple of years back. Just after I dumped my, the one that I was using. Can't remember what you call them now. They are no longer of importance in my brain, so they have been shuffled to the nether regions of it. So, but yeah, no longer, which is good, because I mean, by the time YouTube took a cut and then these people would take a cut, you weren't left with very much. And their cut was much bigger than YouTube's. I think when I started, I was getting 60% of what YouTube left me. They got 40. Yeah. But, like you said, without that at the time, your other choice was, well, you could get nothing, you know? So yeah, you either got 40% of something or 100% of nothing. So it was done in that vein, but yeah, there was a few companies that made a lot of money doing that. Like the one I was in, I'm pretty sure they had, probably in the hundreds of thousands of members. And keeping 40% of the haul, even if they are slim views, I mean, if you got a YouTuber that's making $20 a month, and you're taking $8 of it, well, you get 100,000 of those. Yeah, the maths become obvious. And that's a minimal sort of, scenario. That would be someone that gets as crappy a viewing as I do. So this is the last full-length row. And then we're just down to the little stuff. This isn't a bad wrapper. Pretty easy to use. You do have to be a little precise, but I mean, you can see both rollers are capable of a certain overlap on the physical bale, where they just sort of, nothing to see here as they magically slide through the bale. But it seems angle is more of an issue than accuracy of getting it between the two rollers. It's actually a pretty simple wrapping system too, if you watch it in action. With the different machinery and implements and stuff that we do get to see in this game. This one is actually pretty tame in its robotics. It does have some neat things, like I like the little cutter that comes out. That's kind of cool. There's these little... Can we see them? Yeah. You can see right where the bottom of the paper goes through. That comes up and cuts it clean. There's the other one there. The silver coated rods with the yellow ends. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, is that the actual... Almost looks like... Oh no, maybe not. That looks like some kind of a little motor or something down there, but I don't think so. Who knows? I don't know near enough about this stuff. I think it's all cool as heck. We get some pretty neat gear here in town. The municipality has for taking care of the various parks and stuff. But other than being hired out in the farm labor pool down in the South Island, which, believe me, it taught you nothing about farming and a whole bunch about badly abused slave labor. But yeah, cutting flowers and catching chickens was their main need for workers, it seemed, and neither of those are pleasant jobs. The annual daffodil cutting is a back-breaking endeavor, consisting of doing the duck walk down endless, rows as long as this field, with a small paring knife. And cutting all of the daffodils a precise height off the soil, etc. Stacking them in a number to a bundle, and a number of bundles to one of those things. And then you'd stick them all in a nice big plastic basket and take them up to the front, and that would count as one. You were paid piecemeal, so however many of these buckets you filled with the right amount of bundles is what you made at the end of the day. And it was not much, let me tell you. By the time you paid for your buses out to the pickup spot and then back home again, didn't leave you a lot of money for, like I said, extremely hard labor. Your first day always inevitably led to going home with a sore back, sore legs, and many blisters on your fingers. So, I know, sounds like just a normal day's work for a lot of people, and I've been there and done that, but okay, this is a bit different. Let's pop this guy out. There we go. Whoa, come away from that hedge. I literally almost bumped into a deer this morning when I went out for my walk. I guess there was someone down on the road below the apartment block, and when the deer was coming up our driveway and up beside the building, so he sped up a bit and was looking over his shoulder just as I walked past the edge of the building on the top. And literally he just stopped about 8 inches shy of bumping right into me. Kind of stops, looks up at me. I'm like, hi there. You should probably watch where you're going, eh? He just stood there. I kept walking. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But not the way everybody starts their day, I'll give you that. But not a bad one. Not saying I can read the expression on a deer's face, but you could tell by looking at him there was a lot going through his head at that moment. I don't know what he would have done if he hadn't glanced forward right at that last second and had actually bumped right into me and then looked up. I'd have probably got kicked for my trouble. Yeah, kind of a cool way to start the day. I know, between the bear stories and the deer stories, you think I live in the middle of the woods. Well, I don't. But I do live right at the edge of them. And right at the base of the mountain. So, yeah. We have our parking lot behind the apartment building. And then we have about 5 meters of well, what was overgrown blackberry, and I'm sure by this time next year will be again because it's already coming back. And then, yeah, there's Valentine Mountain, and you go straight up from there. It's not high. It's not like some snow-capped alpine peak. You know what I mean? It's just a big enough hill to actually be counted as a mountain on the maps. But we do have real mountains around here as well. In fact, there's that's the reason we can't drive out of here, is because of a mountain. This one called Tin Hat is the name of it. And if you have a really good dirt bike, you can get most of the way up. And there have been a few people that have actually made it through, so that you could go down the other side, and you are pretty much right there, because we're only 90 miles as the crow flies from Vancouver City, you know, which is, you know, 90 miles and 1,000 years kind of thing, you know. The differences between Vancouver and this place are, yeah. You wouldn't know where to start the book. You'd have to write to explain them. Getting some kind of sibilant feedback on my mic here. Don't know what that's all about. Let me have a sip of ice-cold coffee. I'm sure that'll cure it. Ugh, don't spit it out, species. Don't spit it out. Yeah. That's, oh, nice. 8:45 a.m. Or actually, it's not. 8:29. Well, it's only 2 hours. That's no big deal. Alright, well, these rows are going to start getting pretty darn short now. Yeah, every morning now, when I wake up, aside from the starlings, because it is now, of course, getting light as early as I wake up, which is between 4:30 and 5 a.m. But besides the starlings, I think we've had a small owl move in fairly close, because I hear it every morning now. And it has a very distinctive hoot pattern, so I know it's the same one. But that's cool. What isn't cool is we have a non-indigenous squirrel is taking over from, I think the local name for them is cedar fire squirrels, because they're fire red, and they generally like to nest in cedar trees. They're just striped squirrel, banded squirrel, whatever the heck they're called. The one that looks like an oversized chipmunk is basically the local indigenous breed. But yeah, we've got these what I call Stanley Park squirrels, which are just black squirrels. And no, I know this is 2023, but that's not racist. That's the actual name of the squirrel. They are black squirrels. There's also gray squirrels, and then I don't remember. Well, there's red squirrels, which is what our local squirrels are, sort of a subspecies of red squirrel. They're a red squirrel with a stripe, basically. And they're not quite as big as most red squirrels either. They're small, slightly bigger than a chipmunk, if you know what a chipmunk is. But yeah, now we've got these, and I've seen them in the park right across the street. I thought, well, that's odd, because this is the first year I've ever seen a black squirrel in the area. And now I've seen 3 or 4 of them. But I guess they've got a little bit of a bad rep because they are egg stealers. Eh? They're one of the few squirrel species that will actually not only steal the feed, but on occasion actually steal an egg. But, I mean, you know, squirrels gotta live. This is a fair few silage bales. I don't think it's going to be quite as spectacular a number as our hay bales, but it's going to be a few. And this might be a mistake, yeah. Oh no, now we've really binned it. Good job, Species. You made that look smooth as silk, man. There we go. Yeah, tire tracks tell the tale. Oh, man. Yeah. I know what you do, drop your cigarette ash in your lap. I remember when everybody used to smoke. Every once in a while you'd see a car swerve, and you'd know what happened. Damn, drop a cigarette right into my hand. Oh well, I suppose if you're stupid enough to do it, you deserve at least having your little gentleman's sausage singed once in a while. And I can say that because I was stupid enough to do it for a number of years. I got turned on to the delightful habit when I joined the Navy. If you didn't hear it 20 times a day, it was because you heard it 50 times a day, and that was smoke 'em if you got 'em. Every time you had a break from any sort of instructional, they would take you outside and go, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Well, eventually everybody got it. But I guess you couldn't blame them. They were the generation that made smoking so popular. They smoked everywhere. And good God, they smoked in restaurants between bites of their meals. You know? Yeah, that's the world I grew up in. No bicycle helmets, no parental supervision, no locked doors. And, well, you know. Wasn't perfect by any means, but heck, we survived it. Well, most of us. Most of us. Oop. Early on the trigger there. So what does our grand bale count say now? Oh, nothing. Oh, it has auto drop. Ha-ha. Every once in a while it pays to bring up the instruction manual. I'm a man, I don't need no damn instruction manual. Yeah, I remember my ex-wife went out and bought herself a paper shredder. She was doing a bunch of things for the company we worked for, and they wanted the original shredded after she'd compiled them and done all the other things they wanted her to do. And she unboxes it and she pulls it out, and Oh, really cool. Let me have a look. And I plug it in, I reach back in the box, and I grab the instructions, and I run them through the shredder. And she just, what the heck are you doing? I needed those to know how to work it. I says, no, that's how the instructions work. You pick them up and put them in the shredder, they go through, and you go, ah, so that's how it works. Yeah, she wasn't impressed. Don't know why. I was impressed. I could eat the entire set of instructions in one go, and yeah, it's not a bad shredder you bought. Okay, we are done. Which is pretty much what she said. Okay, we're gonna park this up and drop the subject of ex-wives because I am one bitter little troll. I tell ya. Whoop. Too much. Perfect. We are wrapped. So, our next mission, of course, is going to be to get back in the other tractor, which is still waiting out there for us, and get them all picked up and distributed. I don't know that we're going to have enough to go to each farm, but that's okay, because this one we mainly bring down TMR for them anyways. But yeah, there we go. This giant grass field certainly fits the bill, doesn't it? Oh yeah, we got that one round silage bill. I don't know what we're gonna do with that. Dang it. Well. Dang it, Jim, I'm an idiot, not a farmer. Alright, folks, hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It does help out, or so YouTube tells me. Take care of each other. Ciao for now.